Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a what I watched this month video. I got this idea from Carson Runquist. He has a great YouTube channel. You guys should really check it out. And I'll link his channel in the description below. So I'm going to split this video into two parts. The first part is going to be the films that I have rewatched this month. And the second part will be the new films that I've seen for the first time this month. So without further ado, let's get started. Released in 2014 and directed by the brilliant Christopher Nolan, Interstellar is a visual masterpiece with great performances by Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway that at times are extremely moving. And of course, being a Christopher Nolan film, the score by Hans Zimmer is absolutely amazing. And I bet that you never even noticed that Timothée Chalamet was in this film. Released in 2005 and directed by Mike Mitchell, the best way to describe this movie is that it has aged like fine wine.
Boomer.
This movie is My Hero Academia before My Hero Academia even existed. It is a surprising breath of fresh air in today's world of superhero blockbusters. Released in 1997 and directed by the legendary Hayao Miyazaki, Princess Mononoke perfectly captures the natural landscapes of Japan in 2D animation. The plot is a bit difficult to follow at some points if you aren't paying complete attention, but is still amazing. I would say it's my favorite animated film, but there is one better animated film in my opinion. Speaking of which, released in 2016 and directed by Makoto Shinkai, Your Name is my favorite animated film. It is simply breathtaking. I don't want to say anything about it in this video. It's best to go in not knowing anything about the film. It is a film that gets such emotional responses out of everyone I've seen it with. It is honestly better than anything Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks, or Illuminations is pushing out these days. Released in 2010 and directed by Edgar Wright, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World literally has everything in it. Drama, love, music, superpowers. Just like every Edgar Wright film, the script, editing, acting is all amazing. The cast is absurdly hilarious and star-studded. This film is always great to watch with a group of friends. Released in 1986 and directed by John Hughes, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a lot, but in a good way. It is outright hilarious, and the directing by John Hughes is just great. This film just has a lot of heart in it. What can I say? It's a quintessential 80s film. There's nothing that I can say that can add on to how great this film is. Released in 2014 and directed by Scott Wall, the best thing I could say about Need for Speed is that the race sequences are thrilling. Everything else is just a bit subpar. The movie is 130 minutes long, and you can really feel it when it drags. I personally really like the movie, but when there isn't a race going on, the film just loses steam, and rides the thin line of uninteresting and boring. Released in 1977, 1980, and 1983, the original Star Wars trilogy created by George Lucas still holds up. I rewatched all the films in one go at the beginning of the month, and they were amazing. They're better than the prequels, obviously, and they're narratively better than the Disney films. And the score by John Williams is just absolutely amazing. It's the most iconic film score in history. If I were going to rank them right now, I'd say it'd go Empire, A New Hope, then Jedi. Released in 2016 and directed by Damien Chazelle, La La Land is my favorite film. From the first time I saw it, 4 years ago to now, it has not wavered from that top spot. Damien Chazelle definitely deserved that Best Director win. The score is absolutely gorgeous, the film is beautifully shot, Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling are spectacular, and the ending just hits like a semi-truck every single time. Now on to films that I watched for the first time this month. Now I have seen the theatrical releases of Lord of the Rings, but I have never seen the extended editions of the trilogy, and I gotta say, it is an exhausting thing to do. I watched them all in one sitting with my friend, and it is almost 12 hours of film. And there's just 3 movies, which is insane to think about. And it's pure spectacle. It's so long, and it's so amazing, and it's so exhausting. And by the end of it, you really feel like you went on that journey with the characters. If I were to rank the films, I would say Return of the King is the best one, Fellowship is closely second, and Two Towers is third. Released in 2019 and directed by the Safdie brothers, I enjoyed Uncut Gems but actually didn't really like the ending. It's a very stressful film to watch too. I adore Adam Sandler in this role, and I'd say it's his best performance of his career, and the movie wouldn't work without him in it. Django Unchained was released in 2012, and it's been on Netflix for a while, and I haven't watched it, but the other night I finally watched it with my friends, and it's a Tarantino film. Of course I loved it. The violence, language, editing, and score is all perfectly over the top. And I am yet to watch every Tarantino film, but this is definitely up there. The last movie on this list is also the newest movie, which is Eurovision Song Contest: The Story of Fire Saga, directed by David Dobkin. The best way I can describe this movie is that it feels like a spin-off of Mamma Mia, and I mean that in a good way. It is very entertaining, but not as funny as I hoped for. Still, it's a fun movie with some really catchy songs, but seriously, in my head, I see this as a spin-off to Mamma Mia. Heck, it even has Pierce Brosnan in it. Alright, that's it for this month, guys. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for next time.